Hey there, YTPC. Peddler Piper coming at you from the blustery, cold roads of Schuylkill County. Happy Cobb Tuesday. Stock check, of course, smoking my Cobb. And in it I've got John Bull Royal English. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be smoking this Cobb because it's, I don't know if, I can't show you right now, but the stem's a little loose. When it heats up, I guess the stem expands and then it's fine, but when it's cold, it's kind of loose. I mean, well, more than kind of loose, it's pretty loose. But I've had this Cobb for like 5 years. It's the very first pipe I ever bought, and it gets a workout. So I might have to invest in a new one. I was also thinking of dropping a line to Scott at Aristocob and asking him about it, because it smokes great. Of course, I think I need to ream the bowl out a little bit too. It's starting to get pretty thick with cake in there, and it's the chamber is quite a bit smaller than what it used to be. But as you can see, it's loose. But it is what it is. We make it work. After all, it is Cobb Tuesday. So, I said it's a windy, blustery day here in Schuylkill County. Temperature is 30 degrees, but it's mighty windy. And with the wind, the real feel is actually like 19. So, yeah, kind of brutal out there. So, it's 1 week to Christmas Day. And I was on the phone the other day with my good buddy Santa Claus. And he was telling me he had to actually change one of his catchphrases. He got too much flack for it, so he can't say ho 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 anymore. He now has to say lady of the evening, lady of the evening, lady of the evening. That was a joke, in case you missed it. So, the other day I saw a video from Sue Dunhill, and she was asking for help with a project for Danny Shore. Danny had started reading a pipe book, doing videos on a pipe book, reading a chapter at a time, and he didn't finish it. And now, due to his medical condition, he's unable to. So she was asking for help to finish it. So I volunteered, and I will be reading a chapter in the book, doing a video on it. There's a whole bunch of presenters are jumping in to do it, so that we can complete the book for Danny. So you see that video pop up, you'll know what it's about. You'll be able to check it out. The book is called The Pipe, I believe. It was originally printed in like 1955. So be sure to look for that. I know Harriet Herfer is contributing, as well as Simon and right now it escapes me who else is doing it, but should be interesting. Try not to bore you to death. I'll try to at least try to make it interesting, not give you a monotone, talking the same tone for the whole book. So what else is going on? I'm looking forward to a Yabo today or tomorrow. I won a pipe on Friday from Mike at Briar Blues. So that's pretty cool. What else? Mobile office here is going into the shop this afternoon. I got to get a couple parts replaced on the front end. It started with a clunking sound last week, and I thought I had a ball joint going bad on the left front. When we got it in, the one stopped at one of my customers, and he put it up on the rack, and turns out the sway bar link on the left front was broke. But while we had it there, we figured we'd check the ball joints anyway, and sure enough, the upper right ball joint is pretty bad. So we're gonna get that stuff taken care of this afternoon, along with a tranny service. It's overdue for that. I can tell because it's whining. But I replaced the transmission in this about 3 years ago. A little over 3 years ago, I think it was. And I put about 80,000 miles on it since then. So it's overdue for a service. Change the tranny filter and put some fluid in it. I think I'm gonna have to invest in a new Bic soon. But yeah, it's whining, so I want to take care of that. I don't need the tranny falling out of this thing. I can't complain about her though. She's got almost 207,000 miles on it. I said I replaced the transmission it was right around 125,000. So they look like the original ball joints on the front of it, but the other three are fine. They're holding up fine, but that right upper is really bad. So I'm gonna get that changed out. Put sway bar links on the front. So there's one constant. It's not just true for mechanics. It's usually true for parts guys as well. As the mechanic and the parts guys' vehicles are always the last ones that get fixed. So, but we'll take care of that. So it occurred to me a couple weeks ago that Christmas is going to fall on Cobb Tuesday. So it'll have to be Happy Cobb Christmas next week. And I'm sure that just sent curmudgeon right into a tailspin. Doug is a good guy. He's a really good guy. And we kid each other back and forth about Cobb Tuesday and stuff. And it's all in good fun. Still got some Christmas shopping to do. Not looking forward to that. We were out, me and Mrs. Pedler were out this past weekend and took care of some stuff. Gonna finish up on Friday. Buy for our godchild and a couple other neighbors' kids and stuff. See how loose it is. So I'm trying to be careful that I don't when I take it out of my mouth, I don't leave the stem in my mouth. So any is out there that listen to podcasts, specifically Pipes Magazine or Country Squire podcast, which I recommend both of them. They're both really good. Country Squire, you can actually see them doing their podcast live on a Monday. It's usually around 12 p.m. Central. It's on their YouTube channel, and they do interact a little bit with with the viewers, but it's pretty neat to see. But if you're a fan of either one of those, and I've talked about both of them before, Pipes Magazine with Brian Levine, and then Country Squire with JD and Bo. Those two podcasts have a friendly rivalry going through. They jab and poke at each other. Well, they just announced, it was only maybe about an hour ago, I happened to get the notification, and I watched, and I saw it's just a 40-second video, but they announced that for next Monday, Christmas Eve, for the podcast, it's going to be a joint podcast with Brian and JD and Bo, which ought to be pretty freaking funny. So if you want to try to check that out, if you go to on YouTube, look for Country Squire Radio and subscribe to their channel. And hang on a second here, I got a phone call trying to come through. All right, Country Squire Radio, they have a YouTube channel. Go and subscribe to it, hit the bell button, and you'll get a, they usually do you usually get a notification like an hour ahead of time that they're going to go live, and then you can check it out. If you miss the live, you can watch you can watch it later, or if you subscribe to their podcast, you'll hear it. But I just imagine it's going to be a blast. It's going to, so I check it out. And if for nothing else, check out both the podcasts are awesome podcasts. You get a lot of great information, and they're fun to listen to. Yeah, I think that Bic's about done. But I already got my matches. So, all right there, fine people. I'm going to let you go. I've taken up enough of your time. So, the next time you'll see me, I'll be wishing you a happy Cobb Christmas. So, have a great day, and have a better one tomorrow.